Star Wars geek girls. They're geek girls that like Star Wars. And sometimes cry.
Hello and welcome to Star Wars Geek Girl. I'm Zoe, and as usual, I'm here with Lizzy.
Hello.
And we are going to be talking about the Book of Boba Fett finale. I know you already did a podcast about it with your family. I did a show with my dad and someone from TikTok named Darth Chaco, but we're going to talk about it. Why do the motorcycles go as soon as I start speaking?
They just know when we're going to start podcasting.
I just don't understand. I haven't heard them all day. They are. Okay. We're gonna talk about it a little bit again. And then we're gonna talk about the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. It got a release date, May 25th, the anniversary of A New Hope, and a poster that is now my laptop wallpaper of Obi-Wan in the sand. And I really thought we were gonna get a trailer in the Super Bowl. We didn't. So I'm a clown.
I do remember you saying that, and I was like, I wouldn't know.
Sure, because it was on May. Like, we have, Multiverse of Madness got a second trailer in the Super Bowl, and that only comes out a couple weeks before. So it's like, we got two trailers for that. We gotta get an Obi-Wan trailer. We didn't.
Do you actually like watching the Super Bowl? Do you only watch it for the advertisements?
I don't even watch it. I just wait till the commercials are online.
Because I do not sports. I do not know how sports. I don't really know what's the sport in Super Bowl?
Football.
Yeah, no, I do not sport. But I assumed, because you said that there was a possibility of it, and so I guess we could get this out of the way. But just like 2 hours, maybe 2 hours ago, I looked up. I was like, oh, I wonder if there's any Obi-Wan trailers, recent ones. But then beforehand, I also texted my dad. I was like, hey, are there any? Can you send me a link if there are any? And he didn't respond for a while. So I was like, oh, well, there's this. I don't know what it is. It doesn't look official. So I'm confused. And I was watching it and I was like, this looks like just a bunch of scenes from different movies. I'm confused. And then I saw I guess whoever made its version of Darth Maul in live action, and I was like, wow, Disney / Lucasfilm is really not good at making this live action, but they've made him live action before. What happened? And so I was super confused, and I got maybe halfway through and I was like, I don't know, this looks very suspicious. Then I messaged you and you were like, no, there's no trailer. And I was like, okay, I spent 2 minutes of my life watching a fake trailer made by fake fans that had a weird Darth Maul in it. So it was kind of funny.
Obi-Wan trailer. I was so disappointed. I really don't know what the schedule for Star Wars looks like this year, because this year is supposed to also have Bad Batch and Andor and Mando season 3, and I think something else. The Hunter's Game is supposed to come out. There's just a lot, and a lot of books and stuff as usual. And it's like, man, where are my trailers for my shows? There's so many.
Yeah.
But as soon as we finish recording, there's going to be a trailer. That's just how
probably by tomorrow or tonight. They're like, look, it's Obi-Wan trailer.
Yeah, we post this, and then the next tweet on the timeline is Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer.
That'd be very unfortunate. I bet you tomorrow. on
tomorrow.
a Friday.
That would make sense. Maybe
Not really. I'm just guessing.
they could do next Friday because that'll be exactly what 3 months before it airs. Next Friday is the 25th.
Have you like in film school? Have you like studied when certain films release certain trailers?
No, it's not. There's no set
It's
schedule.
just whenever.
It's just I mean, certain companies might have set schedules, but there's no set schedule for like this is when we do it.
Fair. I see. Wasn't sure if there was like a psychological thing. I don't know.
That would be more marketing than film, too. That's not my department.
Heard. Sorry. Well, yeah. So I say tomorrow or next week.
Tomorrow, yeah. I will say they also announced on Valentine's Day that there's going to be a new book releasing in August about Leia and Han's wedding.
Oh,
Princess
nice.
and the Scoundrel.
Nice. Very cute.
Yeah, I've seen it's not.
I think they should do Afra and Sana wedding, even though they're very toxic for each other, but I think they're cool anyway. Yeah, I think we need a wedding there. I think we need to see it happen. And that's my Star Wars opinion. Yes.
I want to take the Star Cruiser. Is that right? Oh, it's their honeymoon. Their wedding, then their honeymoon.
The honeymoon in the Star Cruiser?
Yeah, the honeymoon's in the Halcyon, which is what they do, the Star Cruiser. It's that ship. Interesting.
Yes. I want to work there so bad. And every time I tell a chef that, they think I'm joking. And I'm like, sir, I'm not joking. Because the chef the other day, I think it was baking and pastry. Yes, he was a nice chef. He was like a really nice chef. Like this chef that I have now is nice, but he's a cooking chef. So he's like the nicest of the cooking chefs. But the other chef that I had is like the nicest baking and pastry, the nicest and the only baking pastry chef I've known. But anyway, he's nice. And he came up to me, he was like, yeah, where do you see yourself? And like, what are you gonna do after college? And blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, I really want to work at this hotel. And he was like, oh, like, like whatever fancy hotels. And I was like, no, I want to work at the Galactic Star Cruiser. He was like, what? And I was like, yeah, the Galactic Star Cruiser. It's like a Star Wars hotel that Disney World is making and like has made, I guess. And he was like, really? And I was like, what do you mean, really? Why are you judging me right now? You have no right to judge me. So, one day. But yes, that sounds cool. Little honeymoon. What is your favorite couple in Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yes, that's fair. That's a correct answer.
Media. By the way, if you're on this, you can vote for that on StarWarsKicker.com on the monthly poll.
Wow.
Multiple choice, you can type in whatever you want, which is a little scary, but we'll see what happens.
Can we name a couple that has not, like one or the other has not died?
No.
Because I don't know why it was just a thought in my head. I think it was because you brought up Kanan and Hera. I was like, oh yeah, Kanan's dead.
That's just I mean, Kaden's fine.
Yeah, but you said that you couldn't think of a character or like a couple.
Because I already said that. It just didn't count. Oh, you know what? The also the what's their name? The Dozas.
Oh yeah, they have not died.
They're alive.
They are alive.
And
I think we should also see a definitely canon honeymoon of Quinlan Voss and Asajj because she's very alive, you
Absolutely.
know? Yeah. Spoilers, not spoilers. Book has been out for a long time. But yes, I think that should be a thing. I'm trying to think of other like cool couples that are like, you know which couple I don't like? Um that one kid that Ahsoka had a crush on, and then
Ugh, Lux.
Lux. I hate
Lux.
people that ship
I'm
Lux and Ahsoka, and then I also dislike Lux and the other girl.
Stila. Lux
Yeah.
friends with Sucks. Coincidence? No, not at all.
Why didn't he die instead of Stila? You know,
Because
those are the real questions here.
yeah, yeah. Ugh.
Mhm. Okay, I think we found the number one that we hate.
He's stinky.
He is
Um,
I agree.
Book of Boba Fett finale.
Book of Boba Fett. It's not really love in there. That's okay. There's family love. We like that. Family love is cool.
Yeah. It was very close. Like I said, I talked about it in the show I did last week. Yeah, cool, fun times.
Yes. I was what was it? What was I gonna say? I was very excited for this episode because I knew that Boba Fett was hopefully gonna be in it. And he was in it, and it was great. And he was great. I'm trying to find my dad makes the most excellent notes ever. I'm gonna share them with you because they're just the best. And it's just like 50 pages of the just screenshots of the like just the show, which it helps a lot. You know, when you can't remember, especially this show that's like 15 minutes long, you know. But yes, it's very good. So basically, do you want to go into heavy detail about it or like mostly like a skim-ish? Because we already talked about it in other episodes.
I guess we can skimmish because we already did you have your show on the Rogue Rebels, which everyone should listen to, and I did my show with my dad and Darth Chaco.
Yes, heard. Okay, so basically, the whole beginning is just the whole place got blown up, the like casino area, which that was so abrupt. Which like I'm guessing that's what they were going for, but I was just like, oh well, Twi'lek lady's gone. Max Rebo's gone again.
R.I.P.
All right, rest in peace, Max Rebo, once again. Basically the whole place is blown up, and you know the kids, the cool kids that all the like old Star Wars Star Wars like in quotes fans hate, the mods. They're like, no, we have to be here for the town and stuff. And Boba's like, you know what, you're right, because we're for the people, and he is for the people, and that's cool. I still think I feel like if they did do it at Boba's place, though, it would have been less destruction on the town. But but it's the thought that counts, you know?
Yep.
So they stay there. They're gonna like, and then Fennec has this whole plan. She's like explaining it. She's like, yeah, we got this whole plan. It's gonna work. Don't worry, we got this. And then it does not work. But in another part of the show, it kind of bounces around somewhat, mostly like once or twice. And it shows the mayor is actually the mayor of the town that we haven't seen for a long time, but it's okay because it's not Book of the Mayor, it's Book of Boba Fett. He is now working with the Pikes, which it's so funny to see the Pikes without their masks because they just look so strange. It's kind of just like seeing people in real life without masks. They just like they just look funny, and they also have like these little things that come out of their chin. But anyway, and then we see Cad Bane, and he looks just super cool. I will say, I have been semi educated, and people have been like, I actually like his design because, like, you don't really need to pull his face down because, like, the Clone Wars style kind of just pulls everyone's face down. And I was like, you know what, that's kind of right. Yeah, that's okay. He looks great. I mean,
Yeah,
not that he didn't look great before, but
Cad Bane is the rare special effect that looks better the more I look at it.
yes, I will.
Sometimes,
He
not just in
looks
Star
great.
Wars, just anywhere, but there can be special effects where you watch the movie, I'm like, that's great. And then the more you watch it and the more you see it, you're like, it just slowly degrades in quality. Where Cad Bane, the more I look at it, the more I'm like, that is so awesome.
Yeah, he just looks really cool. And like, I'm assuming it's the same voice actor, right?
I think it is. I believe so.
Because his voice is always just amazing, also in show, like this show and the other show. Very, very, very good. 10 out of 10. His costume's also cool. His costume in real life is really cool. Like, I would wear that if I looked cool, like Cad Bane, and tall. I don't think it works on short people. um, and then in another part of the story, there's like an X-wing, an X-wing, and he like the X-wing is going over to I can't remember her name right now. It starts with a P. Pelly?
Yes, Pelly.
Yes. She she's like, I love Pelly. Pelly's great. She's a great character. I still did not need to know that she has dated Jawas, but you know, anyway, so there's an X-wing, and the X-wing comes down, and it's R2, and then you're assuming it's like Luke, especially at the point where you've seen R2, but then it's a little tiny passenger, little man. He's just sitting there, and then she picks him up, and he's wearing the chainmail, and it's still really, really crappy of Luke to have been like, yeah, you got to choose your culture or my culture, because that's messed up in many different ways.
I will say I've been thinking it over, and I think the choice was less about culture, more about philosophy, because the Mandalorian philosophy, as stated by Din in episode 5, he was like, this is incompatible with Jedi culture. This doesn't make sense to me. So I think Luke recognized that, and so the choice was like, these philosophies are incompatible, and like, like it's a baby, but it's also a movie. That's how they do things like that in movies. And so I think the choice was like, these are two different ways of life, and they both require a lot of dedication.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to pick a path.
That's fair. That is very fair. But also, like, how did the other guy do it then? The other Mandalorian.
I think, and we don't know much about Tar Vizsla canon, but I think he kept cultural symbols, but maybe didn't have the philosophy the way that Din does. I think some of the Mandalorian characters we know could do both, but I think like Din is very he's very into his ideology of this is the way, and the Children of the Watch, even if he's been essentially kicked out, he's still obviously adheres to their beliefs. Where I think I don't think Tar Vizsla was someone who didn't take off his helmet, and like that's dogmatic in the ways of Mandalore that Din is.
That's fair. It's still messed up, but yes, I understand. So he has essentially chosen to be Mandalorian with his dad, and I think that is the cutest, and I probably would have chosen that too. Because at that point, you won't be a Jedi, but you can still train yourself to use the Force. He
could have the dark saber when he grows up.
Yes, exactly. He will rule Mandalore as a foundling.
Yep.
But yeah. So like, as much as like he won't be a Jedi by the book, as Luke says, he could still like use the Force and stuff, you know. He'd still be cool. Still have both technically, I guess. But yeah, so he's
Kylo doesn't kill Baby Yoda.
yes. In the end, that's that's what's important right now. Um,
I'm not throwing hands with Kylo Ren for that.
for that, a lot of other things, but
Mhm.
specifically for that.
Not for that.
So you know, Pele's babysitting again. And that was so rude of Luke. He just, what if, like, did he give him the X? Why didn't he take him himself?
I like to think that he was like, all right, R2's like, where's this guy? And R2's like, beep beep beep, meaning Tatooine. And Luke's like, do you want to take him?
I don't want to go there anymore. Been there
like,
quite enough times.
Yeah, it's like, you got it, R2.
That's fair.
A real one.
It also sucks though on Luke's end. He's like, dang, I really could have just had a student. Now I have no one again.
Yeah.
So that yeah, he's got it, but also
nephew.
true. But anyway, Fennec is like, yeah, we got him, and then they don't got him. They got it. And then basically the plan was to have the mods, the Gamorreans, and like Chrysanthemum walk around and like try to look for the Pikes and stuff, and suspicious activity. But then they all get like what's the word? Surrounded. They all get surrounded and like attacked by the other clans that Boba had them swear to like be neutral, which was sucky and a very bad mistake on their part later on. But Cad Bane's like, hey, I want to like shoot you in the cool way, a sunset again, like I did the other guy. And then he tries to get Boba really angry, but Boba's not that person anymore. So, well, he almost did. He almost did try to shoot him, but then Fennec was like, hey, remember, we fight on our terms, not theirs, and that was kind of cool. I like that Fennec is like there for him, you know, just in all cases, to help him with like he shouldn't need help on his emotions and stuff, but he kind of just reminds him of who he is now rather than who he was before, and I think that's really cool. But basically everyone gets surrounded and jumped, and then almost everyone dies. The Gamorreans really die.
Gamorreans died. Everyone else was okay.
Yeah, that was really. I was really sad for the Gamorreans.
Actually, some of the mods died.
Some of the mods did die, but not like the two important ones.
Ones that talk.
Yeah. The cool one with like the eyeball, and he has like a cool like cloak, and then the other girl who has like an arm.
She does have an arm.
A singular arm, and then the other one's robotic. But the Gamorreans get pushed off, and I've never been so sad about Gamorreans.
Piggies.
They just turned into tacos. They just
okay.
Squished.
And next season, they're gonna climb out of a hole with these cool like robot legs, and their tusks are gonna be extra long.
Gotcha.
Going Pikes. That's what's gonna happen.
Heard. Got it. Okay. Gotcha. So you're saying spoilers right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Spoiler warning. Zoe knows everything and how the Gamorreans are gonna look.
Yep.
So they get pushed off, and that was sad. That was extreme. I was very sad. Me and the homies were very, very sad about the Gamorreans. They just got kind of splattered. Like, it must have just all felt overwhelming, especially because they didn't know that the clans like were gonna attack them, and then also they're just like slowly getting shoved off of a cliff. So that must have been not great. But anyway, Boba and the rest of the gang, like Mando and Fennec is gone. Fennec went to go help everyone because she's cool. And then they also have that one guy. I don't remember his name, but he's like the Twi'lek. He's also a major domo kind of thing, assistant to
Assistant.
the mayor.
Name either. That guy.
Yes.
Talking about.
And he is what? Oh yeah, they're like stuck, and then he goes in. He's like, I will negotiate for you. I'm a great negotiator. We'll be like off of this planet, and we'll never have to come back, and it's gonna be cool. Then and then Boba like gives him something to negotiate, kind of, not really. He goes out and he's like, on behalf of the great Boba Fett. And it doesn't turn out great because then he like stops talking. He's like, maybe we don't have to negotiate. Like, maybe I'll just go back. And then, and then the Pikes are like, no, read it. It's okay. Go ahead. What does it say? And so Boba Fett's the letter of Boba Fett says, leave or we will fertilize the ground with your blood and body. So that's horrifying to hear. But then, like, one of the best, there was quite a few scenes that were really, really cool, but like both Din and Boba like come out with jetpacks. And I like didn't think he had his jetpack, Mando, because I couldn't see it. It was like, it's so short, I couldn't see it. Like, it doesn't have like this big missile that Boba has. So I was also very surprised to see the both of them just flying out. But then, like, also in the background, Chrysanthemum is kind of getting jumped, and that was very sad. And I was very worried that Chrysanthemum was going to die, multiple times. A lot of people almost die. Yeah, and by Trandoshians.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the worst for him. But yeah, so Fennec goes and helps the mods, and she helps like pretty much everyone. And then the mods love their robotic mom. They're like, oh my goodness, thank you. And she like mentions like their manners and stuff. I thought it was cute. It was a cute interaction.
Yeah.
And then they all fight the Pike. Well, yeah, they all come together and they fight the Pikes. And there's this really cool move that apparently a lot of people in the Star Wars are mad about, and I don't know why. But when there's like that shot of Boba and Mando back to back, and Mando like swirls around and like shoots someone, I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Another cool scene.
I didn't see anyone being mad about that. I did see people being mad about when the one mod spins around, and then people were like, well, Mando spun around and no one was mad about that. And they like use that as an example. That's what I saw. Or they were like using the Mando scene to jokingly.
I saw both. I saw they were mad at Mandos and mods. Mostly the mods.
I did see people being mad about Mandos, just people jokingly being like about it. Because no one was complaining about it first that I saw.
On my end, it was los dos, the both. Which is like, they're both so cool. What is wrong with it?
It's Star Wars. Like,
and you have Robert Rodriguez.
No, but like, why would you watch Star Wars and be like, oh, they did a little like a spin or like some move that's not useful just to look cool? Like, dude, that's all it is.
Yeah, like, have you seen Darth Vader?
They're always just spinning around, like, and like posing. And it's not even a Star Wars thing. It's just like a movie thing. People spin and pose even when they don't have to, or it makes no sense because it looks cool. Like, like, come on, like, watch The Phantom Menace, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon versus Darth Maul. So cool. Not practical, but it looks awesome.
Yes.
Calm down.
And then just like it, yeah. I still don't understand how like people just like watch it and then be like be so mad about that. Like just specifically like I don't like that has a zipper. What? Okay. Or they're like, yeah, I hated that the mods exist. Like, why? And they're like, well, it's not Star Warsy. I'm like, it's super Star Warsy. Like, have you seen the multiple bars that like people go into in Star Wars? They all just look like that.
Yeah,
Like,
they would fit in perfectly on other planets. Tatooine made them stand out a little bit more, but they're definitely not Star Warsy.
yeah, and that's like the complete point of why they stand out is they're mods
characters that they're different.
Yeah, so it's so weird. I think people need a hobby. But anyway, Mandalorian's looking cool. The mods are cool. They're shooting people, lots of people, but then like both Mando and Din are getting shot multiple times, and of course, specifically just on the armor, which is very good, very convenient. And then the whole town of Cobb Vanth, it's not his town, but like I guess it is his town. He's like the sheriff. But his town comes over and also starts to help. And they made it seem like Cobb was dead, but he only got shot in the arm.
Well, and then at the spoilers at the very end of the show,
Yeah,
the credit scene is in the little back to tank
with mustard hair man.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna do his art. Yeah. So they go and they're also helping, and Chrysanthemum's not dead somehow. I don't know. He's like almost died multiple times throughout this like episode.
He's just the best.
Yes. And then we get these like interesting Metal Gear looking like giant rollies of machines, robots, attack droids that they look really, really cool. And then I was talking about it on the podcast with my dad and Axel, because specifically Axel brought it up. And he was like, why didn't they shoot the eye? Because he was like, why did they shoot the eye? It's like red. Have they not played a Legend of Zelda game? And I was like, I mean, they probably have not played a Legend of Zelda game. And also they can't shoot the eye if there's like this big shield. But Axel does have a point. If there was no shield, you should be shooting at the eyeball. It is big and red and it is standing out. So therefore it must be its weakness.
I was just thinking of that Clone Wars episode with Saw and Steela when they were rolling the thermal detonators and they were like practicing.
I did too.
Rolling them at the right speed so it would go through the shield. And I was like,
what if a whole person rolled themselves into one?
See,
that's kind of what Chrysanthemum almost did.
I wonder if it's a size thing. Like, because the reason that some stuff can go through them, I assume is because if there's like a little piece of rubble, you wouldn't want the whole robot to get stuck because their shield won't let a little rock go through. So I wonder if it's like size and speed.
Right. That would make sense.
I don't know.
Anyway, there's like 2 of these, I think. Oh.
What?
What's up?
I said it's also just made up.
So true. It is made up.
They just change the rules whenever they want, and that's how it works.
Yeah, pretty much. Science with Star Wars. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there was like 2 of them, right?
Yeah, there were 2.
I believe there was 2, yes. And everything seems hopeless. Like Din can't even get through it with his Darksaber that he is very much not wielding very good.
Every time he pulls it out, I'm just like, Din, honey, you want to put that away? It's like
Please.
it's like a really dangerous toy. It's like, hey, buddy, let's put that one down and try a different one. Your gun's really good. You know how to use that.
Yeah, it's so painful to
It makes
watch.
me
Like,
so nervous because like
yeah.
sometimes he'll do something really cool and then he like almost like cuts his own head off, and I'm like, let's not.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, so that's like I understand why it's like why he's not good at it, because like one, he doesn't know how to wield it, and also two, if like the whole thing with like if you resist it, like like you can't wield it, blah blah blah.
Right.
But also just put it away. Maybe he will be the
Practice
Luke's first student.
practice not in danger, maybe.
Yeah.
Like don't,
He only pulls it out in dangerous situations.
like why don't you just, just go to a field and just swing it around a little bit first. You know?
Mhm. Yeah, so Din needs practice, but basically they keep getting pushed back. And then we see Pelly at the worst time possible.
Oh
And
yeah, in their little like cart pulled by that wheelie droid. And she's
mhm.
like, look who it is. And Din's like, what is going on? It was really cute though.
It was really cute. And he's on the back of it and he's like, we gotta go, we gotta move, can this thing go faster? And she just throws a wrench at the poor droid's head, which I was expecting it to just break and then the whole thing go down, but
I
it
know. I
didn't.
was like, this droid is not top of the line condition.
No. But then she like unwraps the blanket and she's like, hey, your kid is here. And then he's so happy, he gives him a hug. And it's so it's so cute. And then they're like reunited and it's great. I put the picture of them hugging in the notes because I thought it was very cute, very good. And then Pelly pulls out like it looks like a Jawa blaster that like is probably modified for her. So that was also cool. I liked her gun, very cool. Maybe she got it from her boyfriend, her ex.
Oh dear.
But then they all fall because it kind of like gets stopped and she like breaks her tooth. So now she's like has a gap in her mouth and it's really cute, but it must have been really, really painful. And then we see Boba on a Rancor. And we all knew it was going to happen. And we didn't realize how amazing it was and how it looks. Because I just saw, because it like was adding up like with the stomps and stuff like that. And then like, I don't like Rancor hands. I think they're awful. I love Rancors. They're cool. They're very cute. But I hate their hands, especially like when that's all you see. That's horrifying. But then he has like the Rancor has like a nose ring, and it's like attached to the chains that Boba is holding, and it is so cool. But then he gets like blown up a few times, and then we're all very now we have like a Rancor to be worried about. Not even like eating people, just like what if the Rancor gets hurt? And it did get hurt multiple times. That was very sad.
And a King Kong on the one building, which was really awesome.
Yeah, I think it went like Boba fell off because Cad Bane used fire on it. And then he kind of like rampaged and went all over the place and then King Konged. And then Boba, or not Boba, Mando kind of got eaten a little, but like just his like helmet. Huh?
A little nod on. He's
Yeah,
fine.
a little bit. He's okay. As long as he doesn't come out like slimy, you know?
It's like when Buddy chews on the Mandalorian dog toy we have. That's all it was.
Yes, exactly. And he get a little chewed up and spit out because it's kind of just metal.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's kind of gross. And then Mando tries to ride him a little bit, but then it doesn't work out. Only Boba, because Boba has like that cool connection with him. But then also thrown off, but on purpose. And then but the Rancor destroys at least one of the droid and also like half destroys the second one, which is really great because they would never have gotten that droid destroyed if they did not have a giant Rancor. Or a tiny baby Grogu, because then the Mando was getting attacked by it, and then tiny baby Grogu kind of just like took a piece of the leg of one of them and like not disabled it, but just like stopped it from killing him. and then Rancor was able to go and like destroy the rest of it. And also he maybe the Rancor has played games, because then he put his thumb in the eyeball, and
I think the Rancors definitely played Legend of Zelda.
Mm-hmm. And then
what he was doing when we didn't see him, he was just in the little basement with he and Danny Trejo for playing.
I think so. That would be great. With like tacos and stuff.
It was a great time.
Tacos and donuts. And then he destroys it. All the droids are destroyed. And I think Peli and that one guy are very cute. Because, we got Peli, the strong, like, confident, like, really funny, like, lady, mechanic lady. And then we got this scrawny, tall man who just, like, is scared of everything and talks way too much. And I think it's very cute. And he probably doesn't have any hair. So I think it's a win-win for
Oh dear.
I guess we'll see. But then a lot of people got eaten by Rancor. And then Rancor got seared a little bit, which kind of sucks. And then he got mad and then ran away. But then Cad Bane is really, really, like, really wants to do this thing. He really wants to, like, fight Boba one-on-one. So he finds Boba again. It's like, we can do it right here, right now. And I was waiting for him to say, like, oh, we're going to do it, like, again. Like, rematch or something. And he didn't. And I was a little sad. But, like, still really cool, But I think it would have also been kind of cool to say like again, and that's why he really wants to like do this, because last time they both kind of lost, ? Not really. I mean, in the what's it called, in the deleted scenes, Cad Bane was supposed to die, but then like Boba lived because of Beskar. But I don't know. Anyway, so they're really cool, and it's like fun times. And then they shoot, and then like Boba's too slow, gets shot, gets tripped, and then like Cad Bane is almost gonna kill him, but he does that like villain thing where he's like, well, I'm gonna talk for like 5 minutes while you're down, just so you can get up later. And then I didn't notice this till later, but when Boba is down on the ground, he like gets up and uses the same move that one Tusken that looks like my dad uses on him, on Cad Bane. And I thought that was really cool, because then he also uses the Tusken staff, and that was really cool. And then he stabs Cad Bane, which I did not expect him to stab Cad Bane. That was kind of sudden. I thought he was just gonna like hold it there, but then he just completely stabbed him.
Yeah, but Cad Bane had a good run. He's like what?
He really did.
He had a good run.
He's older than he was, like a grown adult when when Boba was a child. So he's definitely something. Yeah.
Yeah, they had this thing beeping. So some people think that he might be alive because they they specifically added the beeping sound effect. I'm not going to say either or, because whatever one I say, I will be wrong and look like a fool. Um, but yeah,
Maybe that beeping thing was to contact Quinlan Voss.
Quinlan Voss. I've heard some people say it was to call Toto. So both it will be
Oh.
Toto's rampage.
Yeah, Toto and Quinlan Voss.
Yeah, I don't know why Quinlan Voss is chilling with Cat Bane, but
I don't know, but Boba is the second person to be able to knock off the hat of Cad Bane.
interesting.
Did Fennec do it
She might have.
in Bad Batch?
She might have. Definitely
remember.
seems like something she would do.
Possibly. 3 people. But yeah, then he like stabs him, which maybe he's alive, maybe he's not, I don't know. And Boba's like, well, I just killed him, and then it's just Cad Bane laying there. I think he should have taken his hat as like not a reward, just like to keep, you know.
You could put it on his helmet.
Mm-hmm.
It'd look cool.
Double hat,
Um,
hat squared.
yeah.
But
Then
yeah.
Rancor Rampage, where we talked about Din getting gnawed on and stuff. But then Baby Yoda goes and Grogu forces it, and they're friends. And then he lays down and he gets to sleep, and it's so cute.
It is so cute. It's this giant monster thing, which is not a monster. He's also very cute. But like,
When he lays
giant
down,
monster thing.
you can hardly even see him. He's just so tiny.
And he like wiggles into the sand next to him.
It's so cute.
I loved every scene we've seen of Grogu walking.
Oh yeah, he does a little waddle.
He waddles. And also, I think I would have also been not horrified, but when Din first sees Grogu in this episode, Grogu jumps at him, which like Mando has not seen him do. Mando has barely seen him walk. I would be horrified if that he just like jumped at me and I had no idea he could jump. But yeah, so it was very, very cute. And like I said in the other episode, I think I need a Lorna Claw drawing of the Rancor and Grogu sleeping together. I think it would be very good for scientific purposes, of course.
How cute. See all that. And Fennec kills Pikes and Mokshais, and it's awesome because it's Fennec. I think I said this
it was horrifying.
It was very scary. It was awesome. I think I said this in the podcast I did. It's cool to see Fennec, the assassin, doing assassin things. Because like in the Bad Batch, her bounty was to get Omega alive, not assassinate her. And then in The Mandalorian, she was protecting herself, not going out to assassinate someone. So it's cool to see Fennec assassinating people.
Yeah, it was still horrifying because when it was happening, I was like, okay, it's like someone, but like I don't know if this is connected. I thought it was like a whole different thing that was like, oh no, there's someone else that hates the Pikes. I don't know what my brain was thinking, but we just saw these people slowly getting killed, and then one like hung, and I was like, oh wow. and then like the guy dies, and then it was Fennec, and I was like, oh okay, it's Fennec, that's cool. So it was really cool to see Fennec, the assassin things. But and then like in the next scene we completely see her different. She's like, walking around saying hi to everyone.
Yeah, I love the last scene. I thought it was so cute and happy. Because it was just like I feel like most Star Wars shows don't end happy, like bittersweet.
Yeah.
But not, this was just like, hey, like we're alive, we're chilling, we're going around town, everyone's rebuilding. I get a Melu run. Black K gets to eat it. And like it was very sweet. They were all just chilling. And then Boba said something like, maybe we're not cut out for this. Which is interesting, and hopefully they'll explore what he meant by that and what the future holds for him and Fennec more. But it was really cool to see everyone happy. And then baby Grogu and Din in the it was so funny.
Yeah, just like was banging on the window to just go zoomies in the new like, but he has like a little bubble and it's so cute. He has his own little room, little bubble, and then they go zoom. And then even towards the end, I had to go back because I like watched the show and then I didn't think there was anything after because I'm stupid and also I didn't think it was a Marvel movie. So I like
Ever since
stopped
the end of
it.
season 2, I was like, there's gonna be something.
Yeah, I am dumb. And then later I was I think on the podcast with my dad and I was like, I don't remember that scene. And then I went back and watched it and I was like, oh, okay. I didn't, not that I didn't miss much, but even though like the last scene wasn't like sad or anything, or like, oh my God, like it's gonna be horrible. It was just like, oh look, he's okay. And like he's probably gonna get like a new arm or something.
Just
So
like,
that was cool.
I do wonder
Mm.
if Black Chrysanthemum ever got to use it because Boba said he was gonna let him take a soak. And
Mhm.
I'm just curious because I don't think he would fit. And also he would probably get hair in it. And I just need to know.
I said in the other podcast that there should be like a big jacuzzi of
And
Bacta.
they all have to chill in it.
Yeah. But yeah, they just all chill and they eat Millie runs, and that's it. That's the end. That's the show.
Yes, it was great. I don't know if they said we're getting a season 2 or not. I can look it up, but I'm not sure. I assume even if we don't get a season 2, we'll follow up on things in Mandalorian season 3. I mean, it's only
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah,
It's only fair.
I expect at least 2 episodes of just Boba Fett in the Mandalorian show. 2. Not a mention, just 2.
Right. Since they haven't announced plans for another season, so it's not yes or no, I guess. But it's only fair for Boba to be in Mando.
Yeah,
Just my thought.
I agree with you. Yeah, and that was the show. I really, really enjoyed it. Really a lot. Really a lot.
Great show. Yeah.
I very much enjoyed seeing Rancor with Grogu, and I hope to see them play together
I
again.
hope Muchi comes back, so then it could be just in Grogu and Muchi.
Yes,
Dream team.
that works too. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was
I think that was a podcast.
that was a podcast. Very good podcast.
We'll do plugs and things, I guess. So plugs, Star Wars Geek Girl, Facebook page, Star Wars Geek Girl, Twitter and Instagram at SW Geek Girl, and then StarWarsGeekGirl.com. Like I said earlier, there's a poll we do every month, book reviews on Mondays, quizzes on Wednesdays, and blog articles on Fridays. This week I'm reading Midnight Horizon because I sent it to the wrong address when I pre-ordered it.
Ooh.
So I didn't get it when it came out, but I finally have it. So I'm reading that.
Did you send it to your house or something?
Yes, I sent it to my house. My dorm. But we got it now. It's all good.
Lit. For the Rouge Rebels, there's the roguerebels.com. Instagram and TikTok is at the Rogue Rebels, Twitch at Rogue Rebels, podcast wherever you listen to Star Wars Geek Girl, Facebook page the Rogue Rebels, Twitter at Rogue Rebels Fam.
Seriously, the motorcycles. Come on.
They said that we have to be here in the beginning and at the end.
They're the bookends of the podcast. All right. Well, thank you so much for listening to Star Wars Geek Girl. I was Zoe.
I was Lizzy.
May the force be with you, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Star Wars Geek Girl. They're geek girls that like Star Wars and sometimes cry.